Welcome back to My Bilingual Life. I'm Laura, and today we're learning English with one of Disney's most famous spooky songs, Grinning Ghosts.
I'm Carl. If you've ever been to the Haunted Mansion ride in Disneyland or Disney World, you already know this song. It's the one you hear when the ghosts start singing and the ballroom comes alive.
Exactly. It's spooky, but still funny. That's the secret of this song. It mixes scary words with playful music. Today, we'll learn the English inside the lyrics and discover how the writers used rhythm, rhyme, and imagination to make a scary story sound fun.
Let's start with a little background. The Haunted Mansion opened first in Disneyland, California in 1969 and later in Walt Disney World, Florida. The song was written by Buddy Baker and Ex Atencio, and the deep, spooky voice you hear belongs to Thurl Ravenscroft, the same guy who sang "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch."
So, the attraction begins in total darkness. A narrator speaks while you hear doors creaking, thunder, and ghosts whispering. The first lines are, "When hinges creak in doorless chambers, and strange and frightening sounds echo through the halls. Whenever candle lights flicker where the air is deathly still, that is the time when ghosts are present, practicing their terror with ghoulish delight."
The words feel old-fashioned and dramatic, right? Let's break them down. A hinge is the metal part that lets a door open. When it's rusty, it creaks that long, squeaky sound. Creak! You can use it in daily life too. The stairs creak when I walk at night.
A doorless chambers just means rooms without doors. Chamber is a formal word for room. You might hear council chamber or chamber of secrets. Using it makes the line sound mysterious.
Then we hear frightening sounds echo through the halls. Two great verbs. Frighten means to scare, and echo means to bounce back as sound. For example, my voice echoed in the empty gym.
Next line, candle lights flicker. To flicker is when a light shines, then dims, then shines again, like a candle or a weak bulb. Try this. The TV screen flickered during the storm.
The air is deathly still. That phrase gives me chills. Deathly means extremely, not literally dead. You can say deathly quiet or deathly cold. It adds intensity. For instance, the classroom went deathly silent before the exam.
Then the narrator says, that is the time when ghosts are present, practicing their terror with ghoulish delight. Ghoulish means creepy or related to death, but delight means joy. So together it means they're having fun being scary. It's a little joke. They're not evil ghosts, they're performers.
You can actually borrow that in daily English. If someone loves horror movies, you can say, she watched the film with ghoulish delight. It's playful, not cruel.
Let's pause on pronunciation. Hinges starts with the same sound as hint. Flicker has the short I sound like fish. And ghoulish starts with a hard G, not a J sound.
Notice also how the narrator uses present simple tense. Hinges creak, lights flicker. That's a storytelling trick. Present simple makes the action feel like it's happening right now. Writers use it to pull you in.
Let's connect this to everyday English. You can say, my knees creak in the morning. That's not haunted, it's just age. Or, the office was deathly quiet after the meeting. Same structure, normal context.
This opening scene is full of sound imagery, words that help you hear what's happening. Creak, echo, flicker, all sound or light verbs. You can use these to make your own writing more vivid.
Exactly. Let's try a mini imagination moment. Close your eyes and picture it. A dark hallway, a door with rusty hinges, a single candle flickering, and suddenly a soft echo through the air. It's creepy, but kind of fun. That's Disney magic. It scares you and makes you smile at the same time.
I like that balance. The song never says, be afraid. It says, the ghosts are having fun. And that tone is what we'll keep noticing as we go through the lyrics.
In the next part, the music begins. The organ plays, and you hear that deep voice singing when the crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake.
Right away, two interesting nouns, crypt and tombstone. A crypt is an underground room where people are buried. It's like a hidden chamber beneath a church or cemetery.
And a tombstone is the stone placed above a grave with the person's name and dates. Together, crypt and tombstone create that cemetery setting we picture in every ghost story.
The song says the crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake. Creak we already know, that squeaky door sound. Quake means to shake or tremble. It's the same root as an earthquake.
So you can imagine the ground rumbling, tombstones shaking, and doors slowly opening. That's the sound of the haunted mansion waking up.
Then comes the next line. Spooks come out for a singing wake. The word spook is a funny, old-fashioned word for ghost. It can sound playful or spooky, depending on your tone.
And wake has two meanings. The common one is to stop sleeping, but here it's the other kind. A wake is a gathering after someone dies when family and friends remember that person. Usually it's quiet and serious.
But in this song, it's the opposite. The ghosts are having a singing wake. They're throwing a musical party instead of a sad one.
It's a great example of contrast, taking something that's usually sad and turning it into fun. You can even hear the humor in the rhythm. Spooks come out for a singing wake.
Then we hear happy haunts materialize. Haunts means ghosts or spirits, but it also comes from the verb to haunt, to appear repeatedly in a place. So happy haunts are cheerful ghosts who love their home.
The word materialize means to appear suddenly. In everyday English, you can say, my friend just materialized out of nowhere. It's a fancy way to say show up.
And then they begin to vocalize. To vocalize means to use your voice, especially to sing or make sounds. In normal life, you might say, the baby started to vocalize her first words, or the singer vocalized before the show.
Put it all together, and the ghosts appear and start singing. It's a celebration. The line repeats the theme of the song. Grim, grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
Let's talk about that phrase. Grim means serious or gloomy, and grinning means smiling widely. So, grim grinning ghosts combines two opposite ideas, serious and smiling. That mix makes it sound both spooky and funny.
And socialize means to spend time with others, to chat and enjoy company. You can use it anywhere. I love to socialize with friends after work. Here, even ghosts are social creatures.
Notice how musical the line is. All the repeating G sounds, grim, grinning, ghosts. That's called alliteration. Songwriters use it to make lyrics catchy and easier to remember.
The words also match the ride's visuals. In the Haunted Mansion, when this chorus plays, the ballroom fills with dancing ghosts. They're singing, spinning, laughing, not scary at all.
This song teaches a cultural idea too. In English speaking traditions, especially around Halloween, ghosts aren't always terrifying. Sometimes they're humorous characters that let us laugh at fear.
You can hear that in how people talk. A friendly ghost, a silly spook, a happy haunt. Those combinations sound lighthearted.
Everyday English tip: the word haunt can also describe a favorite place. That cafe is my favorite haunt. means I go there all the time. So even in normal life, haunt connects to a place where someone often appears.
That's fun. So the line happy haunts materialize could also mean our regulars are showing up, like our listeners coming back every week.
Exactly. You're all our happy haunts.
One last detail. The rhythm in this chorus is waltz-like. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It makes the ghosts sound like they're dancing. If you ever listen again, try clapping softly in that rhythm and imagine the tombstones shaking in time with the music.
Perfect imagery. The language lesson here isn't just about spooky vocabulary, it's about tone. Even serious words like crypt or tombstone can sound joyful when the music smiles.
That's such a good reminder for English learners. Context changes emotion. A word can sound dark or playful depending on how you use it.
Well said. Up next, the ghosts get even braver. They tell you not to close your eyes or hide. We'll look at spook, disguise, and terrorize as the Haunted Mansion party continues.
The next verse starts with a warning. Now don't close your eyes and don't try to hide. You can almost hear the ghosts teasing you.
It's playful, not scary. The songwriter is saying, don't be afraid. Look around and enjoy it. Notice the rhythm. Don't close your eyes. Don't try to hide. The repetition of don't builds suspense, but also a beat that matches the ride's movement.
Then we hear, or a silly spook may sit by your side. The word spook means ghost, but when we add silly, it changes the feeling completely. Instead of a terrifying monster, it's a goofy ghost who wants to join you for fun.
The line also uses rhyme. Hide, side. English songs often use simple rhymes like this because they make lyrics easier to remember and great for learners to practice pronunciation.
The next phrase is shrouded in a daft disguise. Two nice vocabulary words here. Shrouded means covered, and daft means crazy or foolish. A disguise is something you wear to hide who you are, like a mask or costume. So the ghosts are wearing funny costumes, pretending to be scarier than they really are.
The line then says, they pretend to terrorize. Pretend means to act like something is true, and terrorize means to scare someone a lot. So they're pretending to be terrifying, but it's just theater.
That's part of what makes this song clever. It reminds you that fear can be playful. Even the scariest parts of the Haunted Mansion are full of jokes.
In everyday English, these words pop up often. Don't pretend to know everything. Or, he wore a disguise at the party. And, the kids hid under a blanket, pretending to be ghosts.
So you can enjoy this vocabulary beyond Halloween. It's great for storytelling and acting too.
The rhythm in this part of the song feels like a march. You can almost see the ghosts stepping in time. Every beat matches a movement. Eyes opening, heads turning, and then laughter filling the air.
It's a great example of how English uses rhythm and rhyme to carry emotion. When the line says, they pretend to terrorize, it ends on a long eyes sound that gives it that ghostly echo. Try repeating it slowly. Terrorize, socialize, same sound pattern, almost like a chant.
Grinning ghosts come out to socialize. That's the heart of the whole song. Even when they pretend to terrorize, the goal isn't fear, it's connection. They're having fun together.
That's true. In real life, people sometimes wear a kind of disguise, too. We hide behind masks when we feel nervous, but underneath, we just want to connect, just like those ghosts.
Exactly. So this lyric is teaching English vocabulary and a life lesson at the same time. Don't hide from people and don't pretend to be something you're not.
Let's try using today's words naturally. You could say, my little brother pretended to be a superhero. Or, everyone came to the costume party in disguise.
And if something is funny and a little crazy, you can call it daft. That's a daft idea. It's more British than American, but it fits perfectly with the Haunted Mansion style. It sounds old-fashioned and charming.
One more phrase I love here is silly spook. You can take that pattern and use it in daily English. Silly goose, silly puppy, silly friend. It's a gentle, affectionate way to describe someone being funny or playful.
So even though this scene is full of ghosts, it's all about humor and friendship. The ghosts aren't haunting, they're hosting.
Next up, the song paints one of my favorite images as the moon climbs high over a dead oak tree. We'll talk about midnight, eerie eyes, and why English uses the word creepy so often in stories. Now the mood changes again. The music gets faster, and we hear, as the moon climbs high over a dead oak tree. The image is classic Halloween, a full moon, dark branches, and shadows dancing on the ground.
Let's unpack a few words. Climb usually means to go up, like climbing a mountain. But here, the moon isn't really climbing, it's rising. English often uses climb to make a slow upward motion sound more dramatic.
Right. And that dead oak tree adds to the feeling. Oaks are strong trees that live a long time. So describing one as dead gives the picture of age and mystery. You can almost see the twisted branches.
Then we hear, spooks arrive for the midnight spree. A spree means a burst of activity or fun. We say shopping spree, movie spree, or spending spree. So a midnight spree means the ghosts are having their party at midnight.
I love that image. Ghosts celebrating together. The next line says, creepy creeps with eerie eyes start to shriek and harmonize. That's so musical. Let's look at the words. Creepy, eerie, shriek, and harmonize.
Creepy describes something that makes you uncomfortable or gives you chills. That old doll looks creepy.
And eerie is almost the same thing, but softer. Something can be eerie if it feels quiet, mysterious, or magical. There was an eerie silence after the storm.
And the phrase eerie eyes is perfect. Eyes glowing in the dark, but still friendly. The ghosts aren't creepy and eerie, but not dangerous.
Shriek means to scream loudly and sharply. People shriek when they're scared or excited. The kids shrieked on the roller coaster. It's a great verb because you can almost hear it when you say it. Shriek.
And harmonize is the opposite feeling. When people harmonize, they sing different notes that sound good together. The choir harmonized beautifully. In the song, the ghosts shriek and harmonize at the same time, which sounds chaotic but fun.
It's such a clever idea. Loud, ghostly noises turning into music. That's what makes the Haunted Mansion charming instead of terrifying.
You can use harmonize in daily English too. It can mean to match well, their ideas harmonized perfectly, or the colors in your outfit harmonize nicely.
Here, shriek and harmonize are almost opposites. One wild, one peaceful, and putting them together creates balance, just like in life.
And the line repeats, grinning ghosts come out to socialize. That's the anchor of the song. Every time you hear it, it feels like an invitation. Join the fun, don't hide, be part of the moment.
If you've ever been on the ride, you can picture it. The ballroom is glowing, the ghosts are dancing, and the organ keeps that cheerful beat. Even the statues start singing.
Disney uses music like this to show that fear can be friendly. The ghosts may look spooky, but they're just having fun together. It's a reminder that sometimes the things we're afraid of aren't as bad as we think.
Exactly, and in language learning, that's true too. New words can feel scary at first, but when you play with them, repeat them, sing them, they become friendly.
Let's practice some examples with today's vocabulary. The movie was creepy, but I couldn't stop watching. The hallway felt eerie after everyone left. My friend shrieked when she saw the spider. Our voices harmonized during the song.
Great sentences. These words fit any situation, from haunted houses to music class.
I also like how the song's rhyme helps memory. Eerie eyes harmonize. That sound pattern makes English feel like poetry, even when the topic is silly ghosts.
And the moon imagery connects it all. In stories, the moon often symbolizes mystery or change. When the moon rises, strange things happen. But here, it's just the start of the ghostly party.
So if we put it together, this verse teaches rhythm, rhyme, and emotional tone. It's spooky vocabulary with positive energy, exactly what makes the Haunted Mansion so timeless.
Up next, we'll move into the Requiem bell verse, when the music turns darker again, and we hear about restless bones and spirits dwelling. Stay with us because this next part is full of beautiful Old English words that sound straight out of a poem. Now, the music slows down and we enter one of the most mysterious verses, when you hear the knell of a requiem bell.
That line feels old-fashioned, right? Let's unpack it. Knell means the slow, solemn sound of a bell, especially at a funeral. You don't really ring a funeral bell, you toll or knell it.
Exactly. So, the knell of a requiem bell means the sound of a bell during a funeral mass. Requiem comes from Latin and refers to prayers for the dead. You might hear Requiem Mass or Mozart's Requiem.
Together, that line paints a scene. Dim light, the echo of bells, and the spirits beginning to move.
Then we hear weird glows gleam where spirits dwell. This is beautiful English. Weird used to mean mysterious, not strange. Glow is a soft light, and gleam is a bright flash.
So it's describing lights that shimmer in the dark, like little floating orbs. In ghost stories, people sometimes call those spirit lights or will-o'-the-wisps.
And the phrase where spirits dwell means where ghosts live. Dwell is an old word for live or reside. In everyday life, you might say they dwell in the mountains or don't dwell on the past. The second meaning, to think about something too long, is more common now.
So if you dwell on a problem, you keep thinking about it again and again. But here it's literal. The ghosts dwell or live in that glowing place.
Next line, restless bones etherealize. What a poetic image. Restless means they can't rest or stay still. Etherealize means to become light, airy, or ghost-like.
So the bones rise up, turning into floating spirits. That word ethereal shows up in art and poetry all the time. You can say the music had an ethereal quality, meaning it sounded light and beautiful.
And the last line ties it together. Rise as spooks of every size. Spooks again means ghosts, and every size adds humor. Some tall, some short, some round, all joining the celebration.
I love that. It reminds me of how Disney designs their characters. Every ghost has their own personality. You've got the opera singers, the skeleton band, the bride in the attic, all spooks of every size.
This verse also has a shift in tone. The music becomes darker for a moment, but it never loses that playful rhythm. It's serious vocabulary, but still fun.
Right, and the English here feels very formal. Words like requiem, dwell, etherealize aren't everyday conversation, but they appear in literature, old hymns, and even fantasy movies.
Exactly. So if you learn these words, you'll recognize them when you read classic stories or watch something like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
Let's practice a few examples. The knell of the church bell echoed through the valley. Soft lights gleamed on the water. The artist painted an ethereal landscape. Please don't dwell on your mistakes.
Perfect. These are advanced words, but the rhythm of the song helps you remember them. That's why learning through music is powerful. Your brain connects sound, emotion, and meaning all at once.
There's also an emotional lesson here. The song shows the idea of movement from death to life. Everything keeps rising, glowing, harmonizing. It's not about fear, it's about energy continuing in a different form.
Yes, it's like saying, don't be afraid of endings. There's always another dance waiting.
I love that. Even though it's a haunted song, it's actually joyful. It celebrates connection, just with ghosts instead of people.
And every time that chorus repeats, it invites you to join in. Grinning Ghosts come out to socialize. It's hard not to smile when you hear that.
Definitely. In the next part, the energy picks up again. Those same lines repeat, but this time the focus is on the final invitation. If you would like to join our jamboree.
That's right. We'll learn about jamboree, mortals, and rest in peace. And we'll talk about how humor helps us handle things that might otherwise be scary. Now we reach the finale, the part that always makes people smile. The music softens and the ghostly voice says, if you would like to join our jamboree.
That's such a friendly invitation. Let's talk about that word, jamboree. It means a big celebration or party, especially one that's noisy and fun. It was originally used by scouts for large gatherings, but now it just means a happy get-together.
So the ghosts are basically saying, come to our party. I love how even in the afterlife, they're social.
Then the lyric continues. There's a simple rule that's compulsory. That's formal English for you must follow this rule. Compulsory means required or necessary. In schools, you might hear attendance is compulsory, meaning you have to be there.
But here, it's funny because the rule they're talking about is part of the joke. The next lines say, mortals pay a token fee. Rest in peace, the haunting's free.
Mortals just means living humans, people who can die, and a token fee means a very small amount of money, like a symbolic price.
Then comes the twist. Rest in peace, the haunting's free. That's the classic phrase we see on tombstones. Rest in peace. But here it's used as wordplay. The ghosts are saying you can rest in peace and enjoy haunting with us for free.
It's the perfect Disney humor, a little spooky but still friendly. They even end with, hurry back, we'd like your company. That line actually plays in the ride as you exit, whispered by a ghostly female voice.
Oh yes, that's one of my favorite parts. It always sounds polite, like she's inviting you to visit again soon, in this world or the next.
Let's take a moment to notice how much old-fashioned language appears in this song. Words like dwell, requiem, mortals, compulsory. Disney used that formal vocabulary to give the ghosts personality, like they've been talking this way for centuries.
It's fun for learners too, because these words appear in literature and older movies. Once you know them, they're easy to recognize in context.
And the rhythm stays playful until the very end. Even when they're talking about death, the beat feels cheerful, like a waltz. That's the secret of Grinning Ghosts. It reminds us that English can be poetic and musical, even with spooky themes.
Absolutely. So, before we wrap up, let's do a quick review of the vocabulary we've learned through the song.
We'll say the word, and you try to remember what it means before we give the answer. Ready?
Number 1, crypt.
It's an underground room for burials, like a tomb.
Number 2, flicker.
That's when a light shines and dims quickly like a candle.
Number 3, materialize.
To appear suddenly, like a ghost appearing out of nowhere.
Number 4, disguise.
Clothing or makeup that hides who you are, a costume.
Number 5, spree.
A period of fun activity, a shopping spree, or here a midnight spree.
Number 6, requiem.
A song or prayer for the dead.
Number 7, dwell.
To live somewhere or to think too long about something.
Number 8, ethereal.
Light, airy, or otherworldly, like something from a dream.
Number 9, jamboree.
A big, lively celebration.
And number 10, compulsory.
Something that's required. You must do it.
Nicely done. Those 10 words can add a lot of depth to your English, especially when you're describing moods or telling stories.
You can practice by making your own haunted mansion sentences. For example, the lights flickered in the old crypt, or we planned a midnight jamboree at school.
Or even the ghosts materialized with eerie smiles, but caused no harm.
Perfect. Remember, learning through songs helps you connect vocabulary with rhythm, and rhythm helps memory.
So next time you ride the Haunted Mansion or hear grinning ghosts, listen for the words you now understand. You'll notice how much English you've learned without even trying.
And maybe you'll find yourself smiling like those ghosts. A little grim, but very grinning.
Thanks for joining us for this special Halloween episode of My Bilingual Life. If you enjoyed learning English with music, let us know your favorite spooky song in the comments.
Until next time, keep learning, keep smiling, and if you ever hear the knell of a requiem bell...
Don't run away, just harmonize.
Exactly. Happy Halloween, everyone!
See you next time.